Now let's take a look at the circuit edit menu for some final circuits. Here I've added a simple 3-phase final circuit to this switchboard. When we added this final circuit, it has also added our conductor and upstream protective device. I'm going to enter the circuit edit menu again by either double left clicking on the object, selecting the circuit edit menu from the tab, or using the F2 key on the keyboard. We can see on the left hand side, much of the calculation data here is the same as what we saw on our distribution circuits earlier on. Our differences here appear in this center section. Again, at the top here we can see where this particular circuit that we have selected is being supplied from, what the prefix is, and any description we choose to give it. Below this we can then select the kind of load on our final circuit. Selecting the loads can be very important in ElectricalOM depending upon the particular use that is intended for the circuit. For instance, currently this is set to a standard other type circuit for 3-phase and neutral. If I was to select this to be something such as an industrial motor for 3-phase and neutral, you may notice that an additional tab has now appeared. This is going to give us additional information about the fact that we are using a motor on this circuit. More about this will be covered later on in another video. Depending on the kind of load that we have selected, you will also note that various wattage outputs will also be applied. Anytime, these can be changed manually by selecting the relevant field and placing in the correct number that you may have from manufacturer's data, for instance. Next to the kind, we can see the number of outlets or the number of points that will be associated with this particular final circuit. Here currently we only have one. Our design current then here is based upon the fact that we have one of this type of circuit with a current rating of 0.29 amps. Every time I increase the number of ways here, for instance to 5 ways, the design current will now be recalculated based upon 5 times the rating we've given for each individual point, will give us our total design current for this final circuit. Also, where necessary, if you wish to define a number of points but a total wattage not broken down between the number of points, you can also do this manually. For instance, if I know that all 5 of these points is going to have 500 watts, I can also make this my total load by selecting the total load button here. This will mean no matter how many points that we place upon this final circuit, our design current will now no longer change from the value that we have put here. It is also worth noting that if we place the number of amps per point instead of the number of watts, both numbers will correct automatically by calculation in the software. Below this area then, we can also assign any information to do with power factor on any particular item of equipment, any expected third harmonic currents, and also apply any diversity factor necessary for the type of final circuit that we have selected.